we are talking stocks. Hope you're all having a great day. Hope you're having a wicked Wednesday. Hope you're making money. So today we're just going to look at all the markets, look at the news, look at the top stocks. I wanted to start off by talking about the stocks in the cannabis sector that are making the most money, because at the end of the day, it's all about making money, right? Hype is real, but at the end of the day, making money is more real. So first and foremost, the number one revenue generating stock in America. Do you guys know? Do you guys know? Number one revenue generating stock in America in the cannabis sector is, and this company's on fire, TRUL. They are the number one revenue generating stock in America with 44.5 million in the last quarter. They are number one. Number two in America in revenue is GW Pharma at 39.2 million. That is the number two cannabis stock in America. And number three, MedMen. MedMen is number three at 36.6 million. And it's funny because they low. MedMen is very, very low. I believe MedMen is underappreciated, undervalued, underexposed, and I believe MedMen has an incredible future. I also believe that you should be taking a look at the MedMen warrants, because the MedMen warrants have been absolutely on fire. So keep your eye also on the MedMen warrants. They're number three, third highest revenue generating cannabis stock in America. In number four, Cura. Cura is in number four at 35.3 million. They are the number four cannabis stock in America at 35.3 million. In number five, Kush Bottles, just behind Cura, 35.2 million. KSHB, another company which has been ravaged by short sellers, lawsuits. I mean, it's almost comical. How you doing, Jason? Good day, buddy. It's almost comical how these short sellers can just short and sue these companies at their discretion, and they're allowed to do that and essentially crater these stocks and hurt shareholders. At the same time, we're starting to understand here at Rich TV Live the process. What's up, Quentin? Yeah, the gift that keeps on giving is IIPR, man. IIPR is an absolute giant. They pay dividends. They're a cannabis REIT, real estate trust for the cannabis sector, buying real estate properties that growers can grow in. Genius business model. Yo, what's up, Dan? How you doing, brother? So far, Trulieve is number one in America, 44.5 million. GWPH is number two, 39.2 million. MedMen is number three in America, 36.6 million. Curaleaf is number four in America, 35.3 million. Kush Bottles is number five in America at 35.2 million. And in number six, a company that's been getting killed, Tilt, SVVTF in America. They're at 34.4 million, and they be getting killed. They be getting killed. R. Mary says oil companies going to grow their prices soon. Yeah, it's very possible. They've been down. Jason Garza says no rules in love and war and small cap stocks. Hey guys, if there's any stocks you want me to look at, any stocks that I should be watching, any stocks that are up, put it in the free live chat and we'll pull it up. So in number seven, company that no one really talks about, GTII. This company has been GTBIF in America, GTII in Canada, 27.9 million in the quarter. So I want to show you guys that America is the place to be right now when it comes to cannabis stocks, because the reality is the American companies, even though they've started later than the Canadian companies and it's not fully legal in America, they're actually generating more revenue. They're generating more revenue. Okay. Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kawasaki is a beast for sure. Balance, yes. Hi Hoang says Neo gonna hit 5. It's possible. How you guys doing? Siestem 44. Valens is having a monster day. I'll take a look at it. I'll pull it up shortly. Who else in America is over 20 million? CWeb. CWeb in America is at 21.7 million. So these are all the top revenue generating companies in America right now, all over 20 million plus. And another one that is right behind CWeb is Cresco Labs, CL in Canada, CRL, BF in America. Cresco Labs at 21.1 million. Cresco Labs is an absolute giant. KERN is up 70%, says 514 Savage. We'll take a look at that. Jason says check Village Farms. We'll pull that up too. So those are all the revenue generating cannabis companies in America over 20 million. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 companies in America over 20 million. And then HARV is not far behind at 19.2 million. So there's the top 10. Wow, MLNT up 200%. That's just ginormous. So HARV is in the top 10 cannabis companies in America. And number 11 is Tilray. Tilray is a giant. And I'm telling you, they're only going to get bigger. 17 million for Tilray. And that number keeps growing. The number keeps growing for Tilray. So keep your eye on Tilray. Right behind Tilray, CVSI at 14.9 million. So those are the top 12 cannabis revenue generating stocks in America. Okay. Some of them are Canadian companies, but they're listed in America because they do a lot of business in America. Like Tilray, even though they're a Canadian company, right here, actually in Vancouver, they are actually listed on the NASDAQ. And they're not even listed in Canada. They're strictly listed in America. And that's one of the reasons why they've done so well. 514 Savage says ESTR is up 100%. Now, those are the American companies. Now I'm going to get into the Canadian companies. Those are the top 12 companies in America as far as revenue. Now, when we get into Canadian companies, this is where we get some of the big boys. But you're going to notice there's only 4 companies in Canada making over 20 million a quarter. 4. In America, there was 9. Isn't that interesting? There's 9 in America, even though it's not even legal. And there's only 4 in Canada. But 2 in Canada are bigger than all the rest in America. So let's get right into it. So number 1 in Canada, and this number is going to go up tomorrow, is Cannabis Growth. Obviously, this number is going to be in the, they're projected. Okay, so Cannabis Growth is reporting tomorrow after close. They are projected to do about 91 million in quarterly sales. In the last quarter, 83 million. That makes them number 1 in the entire world as far as quarterly sales for cannabis, hemp, CBD, edible stocks. Okay, they are number 1 in the world. They are the number 1 in Canada. They're number 1 in America. They are number 1 in the world. Cannabis Growth is the best. They are number 1. Okay, in number 2, you guys know who number 2 is. ACB, Aurora Cannabis. Absolutely love these guys. 65.1 million. So the top 2 in Canada are actually bigger than everyone else in America, but then there's a massive drop off. In number 3, we got OGI, 26.9 million. So Organigram is number 3 in Canada at 26.9 million. So you see the drop off. So there's Cannabis Growth, there's Aurora Cannabis, 83 million and 65 million respectively. Then we see a drop off to 26 million on Organigram. So a massive drop off, okay? Then in number 4, a stock that I personally own, and full disclosure, I own Aurora Cannabis too, And another company that I personally own is Labs. Love this company. It's come out of nowhere, been one of the biggest and brightest companies in the last year. Labs at 22 million. LABS in Canada, MEDIF in America. Labs, number 4 at 22 million. And I believe that that number will only get bigger. What will be in number 5? Aphria. Now, this is a little bit of an interesting number because Aphria is listed at 17.9 million. At the same time, Justin brought to my attention that on their last Q in their own financial statements, they reported over 70 million in quarterly sales. So they're reporting 70 million in quarterly sales, but for some reason on New Cannabis Ventures, it's stating that their quarterly sales are at 17.9 million. I don't know where the disconnect is. I don't know why it's different. So this number might be greatly enhanced, okay? But even 17.9 million puts them in 5th spot in Canada. But imagine they're at 70 million. That means that, in my opinion, Aphria is greatly undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed. Not sure why they are reporting 17.9 million here, but on their own financial statements, they are reporting 70 million. So keep Aphria on your watch list, keep it on your radar. If this gets adjusted and this number is much higher than 17 million, if it is in fact 70 million, we could see Aphria just absolutely explode, okay? Those are the top 5 revenue generating quarterly sales cannabis, CBD, hemp, edible stocks in Canada. So you see the huge drop off. It took us up to the number 10th pick in America to get under 20 million. We only had to go to the 5th pick in Canada to get under 20 million. That should show you that the opportunity is in America. That should show you that the opportunity is in America, okay? I'm not telling you what to do here. I'm not hating on Canadian cannabis companies. I own a lot of Canadian cannabis companies. I also own American cannabis companies. But the reality is the opportunity is in America because they have more revenue in America. That's just a fact. There's more revenue in America, so the opportunity is bigger. The opportunity is better. The opportunity is greater in America. This light is kind of bright. There we go. That's better. Yo, what's the deal, Robin Hood Warrior? We've just been talking about all the top cannabis revenue generating quarterly sales stocks in Canada and the United States. And I believe that the opportunity is in America. I also believe that the opportunity is in buying warrants. Take a look at the MedMen warrants. Take a look at the TIUM warrants. Those are 2 companies that I believe have huge upside if you like buying warrants, okay? Now, another company that's having a big day today is CanTrust. TRST in Canada, CTST in America at 16.9 million. Absolutely love this company. This company is a sleeping giant. I see the upside being enormous. I find them to be extremely underpriced, undervalued, underexposed amongst their peers. They have over 72,000 patients. That number is only getting bigger quarter after quarter. Oh, Robin Hood Warrior is 99.9% CanTrust portfolio. Hey, man, you're doing the right things, bro. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. And thank you guys for being here. And I just want to let you guys know, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here in Rich TV Live, okay? Invest in the best companies. The best companies are blessed. They will give you a better opportunity to win. Stay away from penny stocks. They're highly risky, highly volatile. If you want to get into penny stocks, and I do buy penny stocks. I'm not going to lie, full disclosure, I do buy penny stocks. But I'm learning more than anything that with penny stocks, you shouldn't risk more than 10% of your portfolio. So I'm setting a goal for myself to not have more than 10% of my portfolio in penny stocks. And I'm going to be focused more on big board stocks and big board companies, okay? Now, here's a penny stock, talking about penny stocks, but it shouldn't be a penny stock. Meta. Meta at 16.2 million in quarterly sales, yet it is trading well under $1. Well under $1 for a stock that is trading at well under $1. They've got 16.2 million in quarterly sales, which to me means that they're probably one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed cannabis companies in the entire world. Meta. Put them on your watch list, put them on your radar. I see the upside being ginormous for Meta. TerraSend, a company that I don't talk about a lot, but they are on the watch list, on the radar. Like this company, TerraSend at 14.6 million. So you can see there's a huge drop off from the cannabis stocks in Canada, from the top ones to the bottom of the top 10. And there's a drop off from the revenue and the quarterly sales from the Canadian cannabis stocks to the US cannabis stocks. The reality is the US cannabis stocks, with the exception of Cannabi Growth and Aurora Cannabis, are generating more revenue. This is why I believe the upside in America is great. Another company that I think is underappreciated, underexposed, undervalued, but the revenue is growing is Saniva. Saniva, this number keeps growing at 14.2 million in the quarter. This number keeps getting bigger. This number keeps getting better, but yet the stock keeps going down. I believe that Saniva is undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed. The next one is Hexo. Hexo in Canada and Hexo on the New York Stock Exchange in America at 13 million. And then right after Hexo is one that I currently own. I love. I have over 10,000 shares of CANNABIS. It is one of my largest holdings. Zena. Zena in Canada, ZBISF in America, is at 11.6 million in revenue. So those are the top revenue generating cannabis, CBD, hemp, edible stocks in America, and the top revenue and quarterly sales cannabis stocks in Canada. So hope you guys like those picks. To me, those are the best cannabis companies in the world right now. So you really want to kind of stay in your lane and you want to focus on the best. Those are the best. Now let's take a look at the overall markets. Let's take a look at the overall markets. Let's see if the markets are red or green today. Let's see. And if you guys have any picks you want me to look at, now is the time to do it. Wow, look at this. We are in the green. So overall, there are 5,069 companies on the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. There are 2,497 green, 2,168 red, and the rest are even. 404 that are even. So we are overall in the green today. Apple is slightly red. Google is slightly red. MoneyGram is down 16% after having a massive day yesterday. Now let's take a look at some of the biggest gainers. MLNT on the NASDAQ up 191% at $5.77. Wow. MLNT on fire. Absolutely on fire. Now, I wouldn't chase any of these stocks, especially ones that are up 200%. But definitely add it to your watch list, add it to your radar. You could get really badly hurt if you try to chase these stocks. My phone always rings when I'm live. It's hilarious. Always. ESTR is up 100%. ESTR is up 100%. Village Farms had 14 million Canadian. Hey, so Village Farms is right there too. Very good. KERN is up 64%. ARCT is up 40%. FRSX is up 34%. HEBT is up 26%. MYOS is up 25%. ARMP is up 20%. AXTA is up 14%. Top losers, JSYN is down 34%. SESN is down 23%. LGCY, these guys were on fire. It's huge pump and dump. Legacy Reserve. Now they're down 23%, back down to 8 cents. FCEL is down 19%. SGBX is down 18%. GNCA is down 18%. HDSN is down 17%. And MoneyGram, after putting out news that Ripple is investing $30 million in their company at $4.10, is down 16% at $3.24. Now I'm just going to go through my watch list here. Let's see what we find. So STOK is a new IPO that just opened up today. Thank you, Amrit, in our Telegram chat for dropping this pick. STOK up 48%. It's a new IPO that just opened up today, and it is absolutely on fire. STOK. 4.97 million shares at $26. It's absolutely on fire. What else? What else? What else? What else is looking good today? Wow, Charlotte's Web. C-Web is absolutely on fire. Up 7.5%. Teflon Williams asks, do you think visibility will be big worldwide someday? I do. But once again, another penny stock, buyer beware, invest in the best, buy low, sell high. And just remember, companies are penny stocks for a reason. If they were a great company, if they were a big company, they would be trading at, $100. So there's always a reason why they're a penny stock. They're early stage companies, and early stage companies and penny stocks typically are going to have some issues. So don't just assume because it's a good company and it's making revenue that it's just going to go up. The reality is that's just not the way it works in the markets. There's a lot of different factors. And visibility is a good company. I like it. But at the end of the day, you have to be careful because nothing is guaranteed. ABCS, Abacus Health at $10.66, up 4%. Another cannabis company I just learned about recently. I mean, literally learning about different companies every day, and there's so many in this sector. TXMD, Therapeutics MD, up 4%. HTC, this company has been absolutely on fire, going crazy. Guys, take a look at HTC. It's insane. It's up 11% today. This stock is at 90 cents. It was at 22 cents not too long ago. It's gone from 22 cents to 90 cents. Like, these are the exceptions to the rule. There are always, once in a while, a penny stock that may just explode. HTC is definitely one of those. It's up 500% in the last year. It's gone from 15 cents. Wow, it's now at 93 cents and just flying. It's now up 14.8%. It's up 522% in the last year. Unbelievable. HTC Pure Energy. Unbelievable. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys have any questions or you have any stocks you want me to look at, you want me to look into, drop it in the group chat and I'll pull it up. NDVAF. Indiva at 29 cents. I like the stock, but little volume, only 4,000 shares at 29 cents, and it's been getting slaughtered. Definitely near a bottom. Might be a nice position to kind of, just stack it and stash it. But, these penny stocks, guys, they're highly risky, so be careful. Another one that's been on fire, Chewy. This is a stock that actually was really highly regarded by Jim Cramer. Just recently has been on fire, relatively new IPO, and they had a monster little run. They're down 6% today. I like Chewy. This might be the time to load up on Chewy, guys. 6 million shares, down 6% at $35.06. This might be the time to pick up Chewy if you like it. What else? What else? Wow, CWeb is now up 9%. They are flying. NEO is up 10%. Look at this one. I've been talking to a lot of people in our community about Elway. LWAY, another food stock, up 10%, a food protein stock. It's up 10%. It was promoted by National Inflation Association, and these guys are some of the biggest promoters in the world. They've done a really good job on Elway. They brought it to us at $2.30. It's now at $3.05, up 10.5%, and I think it's got a long ways to go. I really do. I see the upside on Elway, and I think it's going to be astronomical. I think we could see it, $4, $5, $6. So keep your eye on Elway, now up 10%. What else? IIPR up 1.8% at $121. Hexo up 4%. What else? NEO, you were right. NEO is up 9.7%. Be careful with NEO. A lot of these Chinese, okay, before you go and you buy any Chinese stocks, watch the China hustle, okay? Watch the China hustle, and you'll think twice before you buy any stocks in China, because they have a reputation of putting out financials and news about companies that aren't real. And there's been a lot of people that have gone out to China to do due diligence on some of these companies. And then when they go to these locations that are supposed to have hundreds of employees, they're deserted. So honestly, I would stay away completely from Chinese stocks. I don't trust them. And I've personally invested in some in the past and lost, and I don't like losing. So I've had to learn the hard way because I'm stubborn that way. And I'll be honest with you, for the most part, they are just a nightmare. So I would not be buying NEO, even though it's really, really low. I just don't trust the company. There's got to be a reason why it's gone from $10 to $2. Like, what's the reason? There's got to be a reason. I ain't going to touch it. But you never know. It's gone from $10 to $2. So yeah, it could jump. It definitely could jump. But why is it down 80%? Got to ask yourself that. Why is it down 80%? Do I really want to be buying something that's going down consistently? Yeah, it's having a nice little bump up today, but today's only one day, and one day does not make or break a company. So I'd stay clear of it personally, but you're willing to do whatever you like. CanTrust up 8.72% at $5.36 in America. Maybe one of the most undervalued, unappreciated, underexposed cannabis companies in the world. Love this company. Huge amount of patience in the right sector, the cannabis sector, priced right. I see CanTrust going way higher, well over $1 in Canada, and they are priced right now for you to invest if you want to get paid. What else? Wow. Oh my goodness. I missed it. I totally missed it. Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. We could have got into this at 20 cents. Oh my goodness. WLAB is up 56%. This is one of the hottest stocks that's being promoted by a whole bunch of promoters. They're all doing a very good job on We Labs. White label. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. White label liquids at 47 cents, up 56%. This is the exception to the rule. This is a stock that was a penny stock. It's come up from the dead. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. And it was higher. It was at like 71 cents, went all the way to like a penny stock range, like under a penny, literally. And now it's back to 47 cents, up 56%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a day for WLAB. It's the one that got away, guys. We've been talking about it every day. I've been watching it every day, and it literally just exploded. Unbelievable. What else? Is there anything else that I should be looking at? Is there anything else that is moving? Is there anything else that is doing anything big today that you guys would like to look at? You guys like to talk about? There's a lot of other stocks doing pretty good. Shop, oh my goodness. Look at Shop. Shop is crazy. Look at Shop. It's up another 3% today. Shop is literally the gift that keeps on giving. It's at $419. Look at the chart on Shop. It's crazy. Do I like IGNG? I think IGNG could be a good one. I want to see what happens with the RTO. Once the RTO is complete, I'll definitely be looking at it. But right now, I think if you're interested in IGNG, every time it goes under 10 cents, it's a buy. It goes under 10 cents, it jumps to 12. It goes under 10 cents, it jumps to 13. It goes under 10 cents, jumps to 15. If you're looking at day trade, IGNG, and you see it under 10 cents, that would be the time to buy, in my opinion. What else? What else? Village Farms at $16.83, up 2%. What else? Is there anything else that I'm missing, guys? Beyond Meat is finally in the red today. Beyond Meat has been beyond insane. Beyond Meat is up 574% since they did their IPO not too long ago. What has it been? May 7th? Around May. May they opened. So less, like what, 2 months? Month and a half? These guys have been public? Up 575% since they opened up. From $22 BYND has gone to $168. It's crazy. And right now it's down slightly. It has been a shorter's nightmare. A stock that is up today, but I wouldn't suggest you buy it, but it's up, is Golden Leaf Holdings. It's up 16% at 7 cents. I mean, this company's just been getting slaughtered. They're getting obliterated. I wouldn't suggest you buy it because it's been going down. But today they did jump up 16%. So buyer beware with this one, but they are having a nice day. Yes, IGNG did make a big move. Wow, Chiron's up 8%. Very nice. What else, guys? Is there anything else I'm missing that's doing well today? KBLB up 6%. This is one I've been watching very closely. What else? Oh, Lightlink Technologies is up 6.9% today. What else? Valens is absolutely on fire today. Thank you guys for dropping that pick. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Up 6.5% today. Valens Growworks at $4.12. Chiron, like you mentioned, up 7.56% at $2.42. Love Chiron Life Sciences Corp. I see huge upside for that company. MTLO, Bruce Linton. MTLO up 8%, and Bruce Linton is involved with MTLO. Bruce Linton is the closest thing to a superhero, and MTLO is one of his companies. Pump, another extraction stock, still trading under 20 cents at 14.5 cents, up 7%. I do own Pump, and I think Pump has a lot of upside. Zoomaway Travel, up 20%. But the thing I like about the Zoomaway Travel is, oh wow, Can America is up 15%. Zoomaway Travel, the revenue is just getting started, but the volume, 2.15 million in volume for ZoomAway Travel. Something's going on here. This is a stock that never really trades. We've been talking about it. We've even interviewed them. Something's going on here with ZoomAway because someone's buying these shares. The average volume is 332,000 shares. Right now, it's traded 2 million shares at 3 cents. That's about 60 grand. So someone bought 2 million shares today. Someone bought 2 million shares last week. Something's going on with ZoomAway Travel. Keep them on your watch list. Keep them on your radar. I know it's a penny stock. I know I might be contradicting myself by saying, don't look at penny stocks. Like I said, I still buy penny stocks. I own ZoomAway Travel too. But I want to get it to the point where only 10% of my portfolio is penny stocks. Right now, it's probably more like 30%. I'd like to have it down to 10%. So that's something I'm really going to be working on myself in my personal trading portfolio. What do you think about CNVCF? Yeah, a lot of people have been talking to me about that one. A lot of people were pushing it. I said, you know what? I didn't like the volume and I didn't like it that much. It went down. So I was right there. I was right to stay away. I was happy that I did. I like it at the lower prices, but like I said, with these penny stocks that are low volume, they're hit and miss. So just be careful. I'm not going to buy into hype. It was very heavily pumped and hyped. And I was right to trust my gut to stay away because it went up and then it came down. And everyone that got in that was holding is now bleeding. So I think it has a potential in the future, but a lot of stocks do. So do I think it's got more potential than Canopy Growth? No. Do I think it has more potential than CANNABIS? No. So it's a small little company, small little market cap, little to no revenue. And those are the ones that I like to be very hesitant to get involved with. EDXC up 13%. EDXC up 13%. Pineapple Express is up 10%. Is Pineapple Express still have a caveat emptor on it? Because if they do, I won't touch it. I won't touch anything with a caveat emptor. That was the issue that I had with Pineapple Express in the past. What else is happening in the markets? Just looking at all the markets. Wildflower, Sun up 5%. Very little volume though. What else? Tilray. Wow. Tilray's making a move, guys. Tilray is up 6%. Telling you guys, Tilray is one of the best companies in the world in the cannabis sector. They are going to be a giant. You need to put Tilray on your watch list, put it on your radar. They are going to explode, and it's just a matter of time until Tilray goes back to $100. You heard it here first. It's just a matter of time until Tilray goes back to $100. You heard it here first. I told you about it when it was in the 30s. It's already back to $43.50. I see it going back to $100. I don't know when, but I see it, and it will happen. Rich, if possible, what do you think about Zena, Lisan Nassef, and why? I think CANNABIS is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed cannabis companies, CBD companies in the world. They have one of the largest production capacities in the world. We are waiting on the Langley license. Supposed to be any day now. So literally any day in the next 10 days, they should be getting their Langley license, which is a 2 million square foot facility, which I physically see in my own eyes. And I had to drive from one side of the facility to the other side of the facility because it was that big. It was football fields filled with plants and vegetables that they are going to be converting from plants and vegetables into cannabis. Love them. Absolutely love them. They recently were down, all the way down to something ridiculous. They were down to what? They hit like $1.40 range, which is their 52-week low. They're back to 162, which is still cheap for CANNABIS, in my opinion. I think CANNABIS flies. I see CANNABIS going to $10 in the future. When, I don't know, but it will happen. And when it does, hopefully, I got full disclosure, I have 10,000 shares of Zenabis. I would like another 15,000 shares. So always getting called when I'm live. Always when I'm live. Is Zenabis bigger than ACB? Well, Zenabis production capacity, once it's fully ready, will be 479,300 kgs, which is astronomical. It only puts them behind Aurora and Canopy Growth. But the thing I like about Zenabis, Aurora and Canopy Growth are a combination of multiple companies to create that production capacity. Zenabis is one company with 479,300 kgs of production capacity. Zenabis is my long-term play. I ain't selling that stock. At least until $5. I'd like to hold it until 10, but at least 5, because I know it's going to go to at least 5, but I see it going to 10. I'd like to hold it till 10. So I have right now 10,000 shares. I would like another 15,000. So I had 25,000. That way, when it goes to $5, I got 125 grand. If it goes to $10, that's 250 G's. So yeah, I love me some Xena at these prices, man. It's right now at $1.63, up 1.88%. I find it to be super undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. I can't wait until they get onto senior exchange in America. Currently on the Toronto Stock Exchange, they will go onto the senior exchange in America. And when they do, I anticipate that this stock will absolutely explode, because that's when the big institutional investors will know about Zenabis and will want to position themselves because it'll be dirt cheap. Zenabis also has 183,000 kgs of extraction capacity. So 479,300 kgs of growing capacity across Canada and internationally, because they're also doing business internationally now. And they are 183,000 kgs of extraction capacity. They're an absolute giant. Lisa and Nassif asked to Rich, $5. It will take years, at least 3 to 4, right? No. I see Zenabis going way higher, and I don't think it's going to take longer than. Well, let's just put this in perspective. By the end of 2019, Zenabis will be at 200,000 kgs of growing capacity. 200,000 kgs of growing capacity. Do you know what they're doing right now? Do you want to know how many kgs of growing capacity they're at right now? It's crazy. Jessica says, rally from here to August. I say we have a rally pretty soon coming, and I almost feel like it's starting. And I hope it starts. And I say it's coming soon, and I've been predicting that it's going to be in July, but maybe it's going to start in June. Who knows? I hope it starts right now. But my anticipation is the rally starts pretty soon here, and it goes all the way until edibles legalization in Canada, which will be October 17, 2019. So I believe we've got a little bit of a 4-month gap where we will see a huge resurrection, and it's going to be starting soon if it hasn't started already. We're starting to see stocks coming up from the bottom. We've seen a lot of stocks hit their 52-week lows. Hopefully, we are now going to see this resurrection, and hopefully this momentum continues. But yeah, I don't see Zenabis taking 3 to 4 years to get to that $5 mark. Not at all. New IPO Kern. Let me take a look at Kern. So do you guys want to know how much? Wow, Kern is up 70%. These IPOs are crazy. These IPOs are nuts right now. Kern, a new IPO. Thank you, Entourage Vids, for Kern. BBRRF. BBRRF. Bluestone Resources. BBRRF. Is that Blueberry? No, that Blueberry. Phone is blowing up. Of course, the phone blows up when I'm live every single time. Is Xena operating in the US? No, they're not operating in the US currently, but I will not be surprised to see them operate in the US. Hey, my pleasure. So CANNABIS generated 11.6 million in revenue in the last quarter. And do you know what their growing capacity is right now? You'll be mind boggled. Oh, wow. Kern does the data for the cannabis space. Oh, I saw that. I saw that on New Cannabis Vendors. Yo. Oh, my goodness. Missed it. Missed it. Too many things going on. Too many things going on. Sounds like Canadian businesses are better to work in US for edibles like CANNABIS. Yes, because in America, they don't have to worry about the ridiculous laws that Health Canada has put on and regulations that Health Canada has put on these cannabis companies in Canada with 10 milligrams maximum packaging. You can't put more than 10 milligrams of, you can't put more than 10 milligrams of cannabis in the edibles. I mean, that's ridiculous. In America, they've got gummies that are 25 milligrams themselves. They got chocolate bars that are 100 milligrams. They've got edibles that are 1,000 milligrams. Here in Canada, they want to max all the companies at 10 milligrams. It's terrible. It's a joke. So the opportunity will definitely be in America. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. So much news just popping on my phone right now. So yeah, so CANNABIS was able to generate 11.6 million in the last quarter in quarterly sales. And I believe the production capacity was something ridiculous, like 13,000 square feet or 13,000 kgs, like something ridiculous, like nothing. I don't even think it was that much. Was it 1,300 kgs? It might have been 1,300 kgs. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe they generated 11.6 million in revenue with 1,300 kgs. They're going up to 200,000 kgs by the end of 2019. That's like 200% upside. So if they're making 11.6 million with 1,300 kgs, how much are they going to be making per quarter with 200,000 kgs? Is that 200 million? Is that 2 billion? I think it's 2 billion. So I think it's 2 billion. So if they made 11.6 million with 1,300 kgs, are they going to be making $2 billion a quarter with 200,000 kgs? Are they going to be making 4 billion a quarter with 479,000 kgs? I'm telling you guys, CANNABIS is going to be an absolute giant. There's a reason why they're my park and play stock. Buy them, park them, let them sit there. I'm telling you, I'm buying my kids RESPs with CANNABIS stocks. I'm not kidding. That's just my kids' registered education savings plans. I'm buying CANNABIS stock. I'm just parking it there. $2,500 a year per kid, man. I'm buying the CANNABIS and I'm parking it. It'll pay for the kids' education because I know that baby going to explode. That baby going to explode. So if CANNABIS is making 11.6 million with 1,300 kgs, how much will they make with 100,000 kgs. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, I want to know what you guys think, but man, that Zenabis, is that getting into Zenabis is like getting into Aurora Cannabis or Cannabis Growth 2 years ago. So if you ask me how long do I think it's going to take for Zenabis to get to where Aurora is, I don't know if they're going to get to where Canopy is, but to get where Aurora is, $10 range, I'd say maybe 2 years. I think that that's reasonable. And like I said, I got 10,000 shares. So if it goes to $10, that's 100K. And right now it's at $1.60. So for me to buy 10,000 shares, like to buy another, let's say 15,000 shares, is going to cost me about 20 grand. Okay. If I buy 20 grand worth of stock and just hold it for 2 years and that bad boy goes to, and that bad boy goes all the way to $10, I'll be sitting on $250,000 in Zenabis stock. And to buy 25,000 shares at $1.60 would cost me about $40,000. So if a $40,000 investment yields me $210,000 in profit, I call that winning. I call that winning. That's just me. Remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education, entertainment purposes. I'm not telling you to buy Zenabis. This is my own personal opinion. I might be wrong. I might be right. I did correctly predict Tilray. I did correctly predict CanTrust. I did correctly predict Organogram. I did correctly predict Aurora Cannabis. I did correctly predict Cannabis Growth. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. I did correctly predict the HMMJ ETF. I did correctly predict Village Farms. All of these are companies that I've been watching since infancy, and I've seen them explode. Do I think Zenabis is as good, if not better, than all of those companies? Yes. Have I physically seen their facilities? Yes. Do they have a vault? Do they have security? Do they have gates? Do they have fingerprint access? Yes, 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 and yes. Are they highly secure? Yes. Did I have to put on like full garbs? Like I had to put on, these like shoe coverings. I had to put on, like a gown. I had to put on, head things, gloves. I had to be fully secure before I even went into their facilities. They are running a tight operation and they're a no-nonsense company. I believe Zenabis is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed cannabis companies in the entire world. That's my opinion. And time will tell. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is because I own 10,000 shares and I want more and I will buy more. And when I do buy more, I will tell you when. Scott Norris has 8,900 shares and building on Zenabis. Should have bought more at 141. That was the time to buy, man. 141 was the gift from the stock gods. When these stocks go down, I keep saying this, it's not a time to panic, it's a time to buy. I've been talking about a lot of different cannabis companies for a long time. And Zenabis has been, I was the first one to bring Zenabis, and I'm going to continue to bring Zenabis. I've done a lot of videos on them. I visited their facilities. I personally know people that are insiders in the company. They give me updates on the company all the time. They're constantly working. They're constantly growing. They're frustrated too. Even the guys that are insiders in the company, they're frustrated. They don't like the price. They know that they need to be higher. They know that the shareholders are bleeding, but they also believe that this is a good time to buy because everything is so cheap, and they are personally buying it themselves. So when I hear people are buying Zenabis and they're insiders and they're buying it because they believe it's dirt cheap, it just gives me the confidence to buy it myself. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that's a guarantee. There's no such thing as a guarantee in the markets. I can't control these markets. If I could, I'd be a billionaire. So I can't control the markets. Not yet anyways. Maybe one day. But at this point, no, I can't control the markets. So, all we can do is do our due diligence, do our research, try to invest in companies that we think have good long-term potential, that are undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, and have huge upside. Wayne says, I love Xena, but I wonder when they'll issue their next round of shares for raising capital. You know, that's a good question. Clearly, that is a concern that a lot of people have. Okay, so full disclosure, CANNABIS has raised $25 million to convert plants and vegetable greenhouses. And just so you guys know, CANNABIS has the largest greenhouse facilities in the world. Well, the largest greenhouse facilities in North America. So they're the biggest. They're the biggest. Everybody else is chasing them. It's a fact. So they're converting all of these greenhouses, which were vegetables and tomatoes, plants, into cannabis. They've already raised $25 million at $225, which is the reason why the stock went down. Now, they still need to raise another $50 million. So we need to be careful here. They could go lower based on the fact that they need to raise another $50 million. I believe they could go lower. So I'm waiting to buy more in case they go even lower. Like if they go to $1, I like to buy 15,000 shares at $1, put in 15 grand, and let's just park that baby and let's just sit and wait for 10 bucks. And I got $250,000. And then I'll be like, thank you, Xena. Thank you, Xena. So that's kind of my strategy. Because when they do raise another 20, they're probably going to do it in blocks. I'm thinking maybe they do another round of 25 and then another round of 25, or maybe they'll just raise another 50 mil. I'm not sure. But the reality is they still need to raise another 50 million. They need to raise 75 million to convert all of their greenhouses across Canada into cannabis space. But once converted, they will have 479,300 kgs of cannabis capacity, putting them only behind the two biggest in the world, Cannabis Growth and Aurora Cannabis, which the two of those companies are a combination of a group of companies. CANNABIS is one company whose growth capacity is on par with Cannabis Growth and Aurora Cannabis, and they don't got 40 partners. It's one company with 479,300 kgs of growing capacity and 183,000 kgs of extraction capacity. Numbers don't lie, but people do. Those numbers are just ridiculous. And like, I'm not talking about CANNABIS so you guys buy it, okay? I don't want you to buy it. I don't care if you buy it. I'm not being paid by CANNABIS. I've never been paid by CANNABIS. Even when I did my videos for CANNABIS, I was never compensated for any of those videos. I have no reason to push CANNABIS other than the fact that I personally own the stock. And this is why I constantly tell you guys, I'm not trying to be sneaky with this. I'm just being full disclosure. I own the stock. But the reason why I talk about it is I just feel like they have so much upside. Like I just see so much upside. And I see very few companies with that much upside. Thoughts on Believe. You know, Believe is a weird one. I own some Believe, and they've been a disaster. The problem with Believe is they were trading at over $1 and they were doing well. Then what they did is they did a forward split. So what they did is they actually increased their shares, which obviously clearly created dilution. Once they did that, the stock has come down and it hasn't ever stopped. So I believe in Believe. I think they have a future, but as a stock in the stock market, they've been a nightmare. So I wouldn't suggest anybody buys the stock. They've been just an absolute nightmare. And I don't know. I'm not happy with them. They've been a nightmare. Scott Norris says, I live in BC. I'm buying more. I agree. I did my own due diligence. Yeah. I mean, Scott, go to Langley and look at their facilities. Take a tour. It's crazy. I've seen busloads of employees. They literally have busloads of employees that they bring in to their facilities because it's such a huge facility and you have to drive from one side of the facility to the other. And there's literally greenhouses and greenhouses and greenhouses and greenhouses of facilities. And CANNABIS, if you guys are watching, hey, I'd love to come back and do a CEO interview. I'd love to come and do a tour and continue to show the Rich TV Live community what you guys are all about, because I absolutely love what you guys are doing. Lisan Nassif is saying, the reason I am asking you about Zena is to let you know more. Oh, is to let us know more and more. We know more. The more we know, it's good for buying. And honestly, I heard about Zena and I did my search. What about Supreme Cannabis? Better than Zenabis? That's interesting. Okay, so Supreme Cannabis, I love them. But for whatever reason, the stock has been an enigma. It just doesn't it doesn't generate tons of revenue. The revenue is growing, but it's slow. They've got Wiz Khalifa as part of their brand ambassador. Love it. Great brand in 7 Acres. Great brand. Apparently, they have great products. I've never tested it myself, but apparently they have great products. I love Supreme Cannabis. But as far as an investment, so far, it has been a disappointment. Now, when they first came out there at 25 cents, clearly they've gone up, but I still don't understand why they're not going up more. Do I think they're undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed in comparison to their peers? Yes. Do I think Supreme Pharmaceuticals has a great future? Yes. Do I think Supreme Pharmaceuticals has been a disappointment in the last year or two as far as their trading? Yes. What about the CBD IPO called Greensight Agri Holdings Inc? You know what? I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, Scott says, I will when I visit my daughter. Yeah, bro. Call them and try to see if you can say, hey, I'm a shareholder. I'm interested in investing. I'd love to come see your facilities, and see if they would let you come and see their facilities. It's literally open to the public. You could drive right in there. So I don't see any reason why you shouldn't go and visit. What are my thoughts on Canna? CNNA was at 60 cents, went all the way to $1.30, had a huge run. It's come back down under $1. I say wait until it hits the bottom. If it goes back down to 60 cents, you might want to pick it up and let that bad boy run. Jason Spatafora, Wolf of Wheat Street from Twitter said Zena and MedMen are garbage. I actually like Jason Spatafora. He's been a leader in the cannabis space for a long time. I respect him and I respect his opinion, but I don't agree with him. I do not believe that Zenabis and MedMen are garbage, but he's entitled to his opinion, and time will tell. Time will tell. I don't believe Jason Spatafora has visited Zenabis facilities. I don't believe that Jason Spatafora has really looked at the specs on Zenabis. If he looked at the specs on Zenabis, I don't think he would call them garbage. I think that's a very interesting comment. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm a little bit surprised, but like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And there's a lot of people that are opinionated, very opinionated. But, if you see a stock go from $2 like Zenabis did to $6.85 and then back down to $1.40, yeah, as a stock, the stock has been trading like garbage. But the company itself, it's not a garbage company. I've been to their facilities. They run it like a machine. It's airtight. Everything is secure. They've got security guards, gates, vaults, cameras everywhere. It's run like Fort Knox. It's like I'm telling you, it's going to be a giant. And then at that point, I'm sure Jason Spatafora will jump on the train like everybody else does. That's just the way people are. People are always talking about, what have you done for me lately? But the reality is, as an investor, if you're looking for underappreciated, undervalued, underexposed companies, isn't that what you're looking for? Companies that have huge growth potential that are trading down. As an investor, isn't that what we look for? I mean, before Amazon exploded, people were calling them trash too. Now they run the world. I see a day where CANNABIS is one of the biggest cannabis companies in the world. Just remember these days and remember all the videos and remember who told you about CANNABIS first. Because I know for a fact, I was the first ever person to ever do a video on CANNABIS on YouTube. And I haven't just done one. I've done like about 5. And I'm going to continue to tell their story and educate people about this growing company. Because when their revenue was at 4 million, people were calling them garbage. And then I said that their revenue would grow. And now their revenue is at 11.6 million. Let's see what the revenue is next quarter. I predict it goes higher. And then let's see what the revenue is the quarter after that. I predict it goes higher. So I predict we're going to see revenue growth quarter after quarter after quarter for CANNABIS, and we will see them in the top 5 in Canada in short order. Right? Lisanne, Amazon was garbage too at one point. And wasn't there an internet bubble? Wasn't there an internet bubble? Everyone called the internet a bubble. Then it burst. And then a company called Google took over the world. And another company called Amazon took over the world. And another company called Facebook took over the world. I don't know. But yeah, everyone's going to have their opinion, and they're entitled to it. Scott Norris says, MedMen and CANNABIS are my biggest holdings. MedMen and CANNABIS are good long-term plays. If you're looking for the biggest and the best right now, you got to look at IIPR. You got to look at Tilray. You got to look at HMMJ ETF. And you got to look at Cannabis Growth. Those are the big 4 right now. Oh, and GW Pharma. Let me write those down. CGC, GWPH, Tilray, IIPR, HMMJ. These are the 5 biggest and the 5 best cannabis companies in the world right now. I put MedMen and CANNABIS in good long-term companies. But as far as companies right now to invest, if I had $100,000 and I wanted to invest in the top 5 cannabis companies right now, those are them. Cannabis Growth, GW Pharma, Tilray, IIPR, HMMJ ETF. HMMJ pays a dividend. IIPR pays a dividend. Love them both. Absolute giants. Those are the 2 best dividend-paying cannabis companies in the entire cannabis sector. And in my opinion, those are the top 5 cannabis companies right now in the entire world. Let me know if I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. ICC International Cannabis, a long play. Are they all pump and dump headlines or legit? You know, ICC International Cannabis, they've been a disappointment. They put out tons of news. They keep doing all these transactions, but for whatever reason, the stock has been highly dilutive. I would be careful with them. They seem to be very dilutive. Now, when you see stocks that are very dilutive, that means 2 things. Either they're raising money and it's the funders that are taking the stock down, which is dangerous, or they are selling the stock themselves with insiders that are diluting the stock, and that's equally, if not more dangerous, because they don't care about you, the shareholder. So I care about you, the shareholder. So I want to bring you guys the biggest, and I want to bring you guys the best. So you have to realize that when I'm talking about penny stocks, yeah, they're risky. They're volatile. They can go up and they can come down. When I talk about big board stocks, they're less risky. They're less volatile. They can go up and they can come down too. Everything we talk about is a risk. That's why I have a disclaimer in every video. And that's why I always say in every single video, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. We are not a licensed advisor. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything we talk about here in Rich TV Live. Invest in the best because the best is blessed, because you deserve to invest in the best. What's the best? In my opinion, Cannabis Growth. Everybody knows that. I've been saying this for 2 years. I've been calling them number 1 for 2 years, and they've been nothing but a success. Wayne says ACB, IAN, GGB, ISOL are my second tier holdings. I like them. Not a fan of ISOL though. They have been a big disappointment. And on the street, full disclosure, on the street here in Vancouver, ISOL is not very highly regarded. They have a bad reputation. Hey guys, thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here and joining me today. We are going to have a cannabis resurrection. It's coming. It's coming soon. And now more than ever, we are finding the bottom on a lot of great companies. Now might be the time to load up before the explosion comes, because we have a few catalysts coming. Legalization of cannabis in America, the Banking Act in America, which could happen any day, legalization of edibles, which is happening in Canada, October 17th, 2019. It's less than 4 months away. We're less than 120 days away from edibles legalizing in Canada, and there will be a resurrection in the cannabis sector. Yeah, Tilray is on the island, and Tilray is a giant, Scott. Tilray is an absolute giant, brother. Namaste. Yeah, namaste. I put him in the sector of good company, but just the stock itself hasn't performed well. But the company itself is a good company. I believe they will grow. I believe they have a very good business model, low overhead, high revenue. I think the revenue needs to get higher. I believe once the revenue grows, we will see them back over $1 and we will see them continuously grow. Don't forget Bitcoin's having May 2020. Be ready for intense gain. Look it up and due diligence, everyone. Thank you, Gopa32, for that. CWeb, love CWeb. CWeb is the biggest CBD company in the world. I absolutely love Charlotte's Web. Ooh, tough question. Joe Morris, thank you for your thoughts. If you had to choose Curaleaf, Cresco, or Harvest Health, wow. Ooh, it's tough. That's tough. I'd have to say Curaleaf, but I really like Cresco. I would say Curaleaf first. I like all three of them, but I would have to say Curaleaf first, Cresco second, Harvest Health third. Rich, do you think Aurora will buy out Radiant? Yes, 100%. Do they not already own Radiant? I know they own a percentage of Radiant. I know they own Hempco. They're working with Greenwave. They're not just buy out Radiant. They're going to buy out Radiant 100% if they haven't already. I'm pretty sure I was reading that somewhere. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, Radiant's going to be a giant. Radiant Technologies is another, it's another extraction stock that right now at the Aurora Sky facility in Edmonton is working with Aurora Cannabis, and they are going to be their extraction company. So I see Radiant being a freaking giant. They're so cheap. I'm going to buy 10,000 shares of them and just let them sit soon. I've been waiting for them to get really, really low. So yeah, Radiant is a beast. Totally love them. I think Radiant is one of those penny stocks that is not going to be a penny stock for long. Thank you, Gopa32. I appreciate you, man. 29 likes is good, man. I thank you guys for your likes. I appreciate you guys. So hope you guys have a good trading day. Hope you guys are loving this cannabis sector. It is one of the highest, most exciting, most volatile, most liquid sectors in the world. The two sectors that I think have the most upside right now are the cannabis sector and the cryptocurrency sector. And what we're seeing is cannabis stocks and cryptocurrencies are starting to work together. Why? Think about it. You're a cannabis company. You need instant payments, instant transactions, cryptocurrencies. People want to buy cannabis? Okay, no problem. Let me order my cannabis and pay for it online with my phone. Press the button, boom, and send the money instantly to the cannabis company, buy my cannabis, and they deliver it to my home. Oh, it's happening, folks. It's happening. Cannabis and cryptocurrencies will collide and be the two biggest industries in the world. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Cannabis and cryptocurrencies will be the two biggest industries over the next 5-10 years. People try to hold them down. People try to talk them down. People try to trash them. The reality is they will be the two biggest industries in the world. Why would Facebook be opening up their own coin? Think about it. Facebook is a $400 billion company. Why would they be setting up their own coin? Why would Visa and MasterCard be backing that coin? Because cryptocurrencies is the future. That's a fact. What do you think about synthetic bioproduced CBDs? There's, I have my own CBD company, so it's hard for me to talk to you guys about that and give you an opinion on that. It's not the way I would do it. It's not the way we're doing it. So, I don't think it's the best way to do it, but everyone has their own opinion. Are Radiant Technologies in San Diego? Right now, Radiant Technologies is working with Aurora Cannabis in Edmonton. Set them up with Lightlink. Yeah, Lightlink is going to be working. You're smart, Joe. I can't tell you guys because I have some proprietary information, but let's just say that Lightlink is deeply looking into the cannabis sector. Let's just say that. So yeah, cannabis stocks, cryptos are going to be hand in hand. Just a matter of time, guys. Just a matter of time. Give it time. Now's the time for us to get into all the best companies cheap before this industry explodes, because people think the industry has exploded, but the reality is we're just in the first inning. We're just in the first inning. That's a fact. So the reality is we have a long ways to go. And in my opinion, I think we only go in one direction. As a sector, I believe the industry will keep going up and it'll keep going down. But the way it's going to go up, it's going to be like a staircase. It's going to go up, it's going to come down. It's going to go up, it's going to come down. It's going to go up, it's going to come down. It's going to go up, it's going to come down. So there's going to be ups and downs, but overall, we're going to see more upside. And what is being projected is that 80%, this is why we need to be careful with these small ones. 80% of all cannabis stocks, this is projected, that 80% of all cannabis stocks will be gone in the next 2 years. I don't really believe that. I don't know where they get that number from, but apparently 80% of all cannabis companies will be out of business, will be bankrupt in the next 2 years. Now, I don't think it's going to be like that. What I see happening is a lot of them will be acquired. A lot of them will maybe not trade as well, but they'll still raise capital, because if you're public, you can just raise money by selling stock. So that'll save a lot of them. But a lot of them are not generating revenue. A lot of them are not making money. And it's because of the way Health Canada has regulated this industry. They've regulated to a point where it's so heavily regulated that the small guys can't compete because they can't make any money. It's a fact. And with edibles, it's even more ridiculous, because who the hell wants to do edibles in Canada when you're packaging products of 10 milligrams? The only people buying 10 milligrams are going to be people that are senior citizens. Ain't nobody buying no 10 milligram packaging that's under the age of 40, because why would you? So, yeah. No, I don't see MedMen and Zenabis going anywhere but up. They're two giants that are trading like minnows. They're two sharks that are trading like minnows. That's why, in my opinion, they are underappreciated, undervalued, and underexposed. Okay, guys, I'm going to run. I got a busy day. Okay, guys, keep your watch. Rich TV Live is launching our new website on Friday. It's very exciting. Let's just say we are going from the outhouse. I consider our website like Mickey Mouse right now, or the outhouse to the penthouse. Our website is going to be 100 times better than what it is now. And it's going to be launched on Friday. So stay tuned. I will be live in my downtown office to show you guys the new site, all the new functions of the site. We're going to have a membership for members. It's going to be a whole new ball game. Okay, so stay tuned. We've been really, really busy working behind the scenes. While this sector's been down, we've been working and working and working and grinding to have higher quality, higher caliber business for you, the people, and for the community and for the membership. So stay tuned. A lot of big things coming, a lot of big things happening, more CEO interviews, more surprises, more updates. We're also working very closely with Cannabis Life Network, Pot TV, Expert Joints. So we're going to be doing more work with them as well. So many great things are happening. This industry is just so extraordinary, and I just feel blessed to be a part of it. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for your likes. Thank you guys for all your comments. I appreciate you guys. Without you guys, none of this is possible. I'm just an average guy, just like you guys, trying to make it. And I have a dream, I've always had a dream. Started this 2 years ago. A lot of those dreams are starting to come true now. So I just feel blessed. We've partnered with one of the largest marketing companies in Canada. They are operating at a run rate of 30 million a year. So we have some really big partners and backers that are going to be a part of this moving forward. Pretty excited about it. It's a dream come true, but we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. So stay tuned. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. Have a great day. Hope you win. Hope you win big. And I'm out. Peace.